What's up, guys? I am back again, a third time, to try out this fat rope. All right, read your comments and stuff, and I'm going to try this the way that the makers show on their website. All right, before getting into that, I just want to mention that when I get new gear, if I'm trying something out for the first time, I'm trying to use it like most people use it. All right, and most people just dive right in and start using something. Now, there's a chance I could have been using this improperly. It seems pretty straightforward. You cut the material, you break it up a little bit, you throw sparks at it, right? But a lot of people said that my technique was wrong in striking the ferro rod, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But again, I just want to demonstrate this exactly, use it exactly to a T, how the manufacturer's website shows to do it. There's a video on the website, the people who make this, and they basically cut a little chunk off, all right? They rub it together in their hands to break it up. All right, because people did mention it is wax coated, so there's a chance that when you know, cutting it and breaking it apart, I'm not exposing the fibers outside of the wax, which would make a lot of sense. It wouldn't light as easily if those cotton fibers were not exposed. So I'm going to try it exactly how they did it, but first we're going to talk about the ferro rod techniques. All right, so let's put this off to the side, take our knife out. I'm still going to continue to use the Spark, just because I've been doing it since the beginning. I will make a separate video in the future talking about ferro rods, because ferro rods are not created equal. Some work better than others. All right, but let's take this out and talk about, first off, what I was doing. What I was doing is, way back when I first got into bushcraft and stuff, I would take a ferro rod, right? I'd put it down on whatever I was going to throw sparks at, and I would throw sparks at it, right? This technique was something that people said was garbage. What they said you have to do, because you're going to throw your stuff all over the place. What you have to do is place your striker on top and pull the ferro rod back. That's a technique I was doing, because for years I did this. Whoops. See, I'm confused now. I would do this, and sometimes I would do that, and I would throw my little pile of stuff in my tinder all over the place. All right, so this was the preferred method for years, but people are telling me, well, I have to do that. At the end of the day, as long as you're throwing sparks on the material, you're doing it the right way. It's really, I guess, what you prefer. I've done it both ways. I don't think it makes much difference. In this particular case, with it not working, I'm going to rest it on there and throw sparks at it. What I saw in the video was the guy was above it. So if this is material, he was above it, and he was doing this, back and forth. Okay, he wasn't just striking, letting off, striking, no, he was just going like that. That's how they did it. So actually, let's do that. Let's do exactly what I saw on the website. So first I'm going to cut a piece. And by the way, I've seen some people, not on the website, I don't think, but some people have just cut right through the cardboard. It doesn't really make a difference at all. When you're cutting this, you don't have to push it out of the cardboard like I'm doing. You can cut right through it and have those cardboard bits too, because that's just going to light on fire. So they cut a chunk of it, right? Get a piece off the end. Took it in their hands. Move this now for a second. Took it in their hands here and roughed it up. And the point here, it moved all the fibers. So that was a lot easier than what I did, because when I first pulled it apart, I physically pulled it all apart, right? So that seems a lot easier right off the bat. Cut a piece, rub it in the hands. Okay, you're exposing some of those fibers. So let's try this. It's very possible just not doing it right. And I know people watching get pretty frustrated. Oh my God, Jeff, you're not doing it right. What's wrong with you? That may be true, you know? So anyway, this is what the guy did, right? Roughed it up, put it down, took his ferro rod, and went back and forth a little. And it lit really easy for him. Not like this. This is on the website. Well, that's not working. You know, that's what he did. Back and forth. I'm going to put it down like you guys suggested and slowly push harder to throw sparks in there, which I'm seeing it burning, and it's quite charred. Right now it's smoking. Blow on a little bit. Nothing. There's definitely embers in there burning from the ferro rod. I could see it. There's a ton. I mean, the actual material here is charred. By pushing harder, I'm like scraping chunks off that are staying lit longer. Does that make sense? Like I could just go like that real quick and there's just a lot of light little sparks. If you push down hard and scrape, you get little balls of ferro rod that are scraping off and burning. There we go. So now it's lit. So, I mean, I don't know. Do I have a stale stick? Is that the case? Do I have an old rope? I mean, it's still dry material. It should catch fairly easily, but just not as easy as I saw on their video. And I did exactly what they did. So, I don't really know. We're going to try this again, though. You can see the burn's very nice on it. Today happens to be a nice day. Very little wind. We got a nice sun out here. Everything's dry. Pretty ideal conditions to make a fire. So, yeah. I mean, obviously you have plenty of time here to work with this now, this material. Put your kindling on there, get your fire going. So we're going to try this again. Alright. Move this over, don't really need that, let that burn off to the side. Cut on the piece. Alright, so you want to get fire going. Got a nice chunk off of there. Alright, put that back. Take my pieces, put it in my hands. Alright, rub it. Really rough it up. So they're all separated. Put the ferro rod down inside the bundle. We go slow and put a lot of pressure on here. That's 1, 2, a little bit of smoke in there. 3, and that's all it took was 3. So I mean, there's a couple things that could have been happening when I was testing the other ones. I wasn't putting enough pressure perhaps on the ferro rod. That's a legitimate criticism. You know, I was doing a quick little light. You're not going to get as hot of sparks, right? So pushing harder, really taking your time to get those sparks going, that certainly helped. Rubbing it in the hands definitely helped. That was a lot easier and faster than what I did originally. So this could be a good example of misusing a product, you know, not getting a fair shake because I just wasn't using it how it was intended to be used. That's always possible. You know, I'm not perfect. I make these videos. I mean, I'm no expert. I don't work for the company. I don't know anything about the company. Got this in a battle box, tried it out. You know, it's a fire starting material. You throw sparks at it, you know, but it is more effective than doing it properly. So I wanted to do this video just to, you know, give it a fair shake. You know, I've tried things over the years and said, I don't know, it doesn't work that great. And then someone points out, hey, well, you're not using it properly. Of course it doesn't work that great. You don't know what you're doing. Well, in this case, maybe that's true. Maybe I didn't know what I was doing. It does actually light if you do what I just showed. So there you go. For the people who do like this, that's awesome. You can stand by it. It's better than I thought. Each time I use it, the more I use it, the more I realize, okay, it has its purpose. So anyway, there you go. I guess third time's a charm, as they say. It definitely works better than when I first tried it. Still not my go-to for, you know, emergency fire starting stuff. I think that if you like something like this, you probably already like, you know, petroleum coated cotton balls that could be had very cheap in comparison. But it does work. It works fairly well. So I do want to give it a fair shot. You know, when I make these gear videos and stuff, if I'm using a product wrong or if I'm doing something wrong, you guys critique me, it only helps. You know, there are actual constructive criticism that really does help, and this is a great example of that. I'm doing it, I'm going, I don't know, I don't really like it, and you guys are like, whoa, Jeff, you're doing it wrong, man. You're gonna love it. You just gotta use it right. Well, I like it more. I don't say I love it, but it does work. It works totally fine. So if it works for you, that's what matters. For me, I have other preferred methods, but it's still a cool little piece of gear. So that's it for now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.